Bacteria share the world with us, and their presence benefits our environment and our health. However, some of them can make us sick. When pathogens get into our body, they make more copies of themselves and they disseminate to various organs in the body. For example, the bacterium Listeria can travel to the brain, which causes a lot of damage. My main question here is, how do bacteria actually make it to their final destination? In my studies, I use Listeria as a model system, but the overarching goal of this work is to lay the foundation for future studies to understand how other lethal pathogens may get into the brain and how to prevent the spread. When I gave Listeria orally to a susceptible host, I found that bacteria made it into the liver and the spleen. Very few bacteria were ever found in the blood, but after about 2 weeks, millions of bacteria showed up in the brain. To get a better understanding of how Listeria actually makes its way from the gut into the brain, I use a mixture of bacteria that were labeled with a genetic barcode. Every bacterium is generally the same, but they have a small DNA tag that allows us to identify them. Using a sequencer, we can read the barcode on each bacterium and assess the diversity of bacteria in a sample. When I gave this labeled library to a susceptible host, I found that the liver and the spleen had a few barcodes within them. So there was a limitation for bacteria to actually cross the intestinal barrier. But when I looked into the brain, there was only one barcode. This means it's really rare for Listeria to make it into the brain, but once they are there, they can grow really efficiently. Previous work also suggested that the blood can work as a conduit to get bacteria into the brain. And in our work, the blood was poorly infected. So I tried injecting Listeria directly into the blood. When lots of diverse bacteria were in the blood, many barcodes showed up in the brain. This confirms that the blood can indeed transport Listeria directly into the brain. Overall, this analysis gave us insights into the critical points in Listeria's journey that can be targeted to prevent disease progression. My hope is that this work will serve as a blueprint for future studies to understand how other lethal pathogens may get into the brain, such as Salmonella and tuberculosis. Thank you.